back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the second hour. Fire, you're empty now, and I am as serious as a heart attack when I say it. The leading cause of death in the United States, NB-directed medical treatments. The leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States, NB-directed medical treatments. While we've given our lives, health, and respect over to the MDs, Alzheimer's has skyrocketed, obesity has skyrocketed, autism has skyrocketed, people are getting sicker everywhere all the time. People are getting underneath the financial wheel of a disease management sold to them as effective health care. And it's a bus that's gone over a cliff into a swamp that's on fire. It is a big, bad voodoo daddy. Your medical doctorate may be the nicest person God ever created, but they don't know what's best for you. They only know what they've been trained in. And what they've been trained in is just one small piece of the pie of medical science, but it's been sold to you as the holy grail of all things medical. And you bought it, hook, line, and sinker. And, you know, you're suffering because of it. Surgery is complicated, ladies and gentlemen, but healing is easy. If you give your body the right stuff, if you give the body enough of the raw materials it needs to recover its structure and function, stop eating food that's gumming up the works, guess what? The body bounces back. Anybody in the house know how to play golf? Maybe Javier from Southern California does. Let's go see. Hey, Javi, thanks for the phone call. Welcome back.
Thank you. Hey, it's so nice to hear you, man.
Hey, Javi.
Now, are you practicing?
Am I practicing? Javi, I do not need to practice. I do not need to practice golf.
Oh, excuse me.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you in the listening audience, Javi and I are good friends, and we are golf buddies, and we have a running contest between us to see who comes out on top all of the time. And so far, well, I don't want to tell you what's happened so far. So enough about me, Javi. Come on. When was the last time you went out and hit some balls?
April 23rd. I'll never forget it. You beat me by one stroke, man, but it's not going to happen again.
All right. We got to go do it again.
My putting was bad. I've been practicing my putting, and it's getting a lot better.
Well, I'll look forward to it.
The next one, okay?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be in that neck of the woods in the middle of October, but I will keep you posted, okay?
Okay, let me know so I pick you up at the airport.
All right, man. So what's happening? How's it going, and how can I help?
Great. I have a lady, 65 years old, 157 pounds, with encephalopathy. Is that the same as cirrhosis? It's a liver problem, right?
Yeah, no, it's a completely different thing. Encephalopathy, that's a brain condition. She's got an infection in the fluid inside the brain. The brain is kind of like, the skull is like a helmet that protects the brain, and between the brain itself and the bony part of the skull, there's a little membrane that has a fluid in it. It's called cerebrospinal fluid. It acts as a barrier, kind of like a cushion, but it also does some other things, and when that part of the body gets infected, that's when you get that condition. So you want to give her colloidal silver?
Wait. Apparently, what they told me is that it seems like the liver, she's getting something that goes from the liver to the brain and passes out for like 1, 2, 3 days, you know?
Yeah, I don't know that I've never heard of that, and I don't know that I would believe that. So look, with weird stuff like this, right, all that we can do is lean on the wisdom of the body. So What do? Well, we don't know what to do, but what we're going to do is think that the body knows what to do. So the counsel is the same, right? She stops eating the 10 bad foods, and she takes one Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid, one bottle of
Healthy Body in the start?
Yeah, 2.0 liquid.
Okay.
One of those, one bottle of plant minerals.
Okay.
2 bottles of selenium. Per 100 pounds of body weight per month, and as much Z-radical as she can afford.
Okay.
That's what I would do for the first 90 days, absolutely.
Okay, I have another friend that has a lot of phlegm.
Oh, he must be a Republican. Tell him to become a Democrat. It'll all go away. Hey, the most common cause. Yeah, I know, right?
I'm
I know.
with you because you're always kidding around, always making me laugh.
I couldn't help that one, Javi. So here's the deal. The most common cause of that, there's a saying, of course, in medicine that when you hear hoofbeats, you think about horses before you think about Sasquatch, right? You think about horses before you think about Sasquatch, even though, Sasquatch is real. So the most common cause of this is an intolerance to cow's milk. Interesting. So the first thing that you want to do is have the guy eliminate the 10 bad foods.
Yeah.
And anything made from milk. So that means no milk, no yogurt, no cheese, no butter, no sour cream. Now, he can have anything he wants to made from sheep or goat's milk. But I would have him eliminate cow's milk for 90 days and cow's milk-related products in addition to the 10 bad foods and see what happens. And give him a healthy start pack. And
then also, going back to the lady, you said two bottles of mineral?
Yeah, 1 bottle of minerals per 100 pounds of body weight per month.
Okay.
And 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month.
Okay.
All right.
And my friend with a phlegm, no EFAs, no.
Well, you want to give him the healthy start pack, appropriate for body weight, that has the EFAs in it. But I'm telling you, the most common cause of chronic phlegm is chronic consumption of milk, cheese, yogurt, and stuff like that made from cow's milk, okay?
Okay.
Often when people just stop eating that crap, it all goes away magically.
Hey, you got my email, you got my cell phone number, so, keep it.
Yeah, we're all good, Javi. I'll look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks, God willing, and the creek don't rise. So you better start putting more, man, because I'm bringing it. I am bringing it, Javi. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure. That's Longevity Nation right there, ladies and gentlemen. There are thousands of people, just like Javier, scattered all around the world, tens of thousands by now. A couple of years, it'll be hundreds of thousands, then it'll be 500,000, then it'll be 1 million. And once we hit the 1 million person mark, everything's going to change. Right? I mean, everything's going to change. Because when that many people are getting their health back with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, the word is going to start to spread like wildfire. This was Dr. Wallach's genius in setting Longevity up as a network marketing business. Why? Because we're not going to fight the pharmaceutical industry. We're not going to fight the American Medical Association. We're just going to ignore them. We're going to build a grassroots coalition of the informed people who are looking for solutions, give us a try, have a positive experience with us, and then tell everybody in their life about it. And that's how we're going to change the world. So get on board with Longevity. I mean, what are you waiting for? You can become a Longevity distributor for $10. $10, one-time fee, $10. For goodness sakes, I can find $10. I could find $10 in 1 month, no problem. So give it a try. Get off the fence. Just lean on Longevity to show you how to do it. Lean on the people that bring you into the network to teach you how to work the network and how to make it work. And then everything after that is gravy. Let's go to Michigan and talk to Mary. Hey, Mary. Thanks for the phone call. You
Dr.
are live.
How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks. I do. I feel pretty good. God willing, I'll get better though, right?
Oh, okay.
How are you?
Listen, I'm getting better. Let's put it that way. I'm improving, but I'm calling you about my husband. He had an accident last Sunday, and he got a rather severe cut in the white of his eye.
Oh, yikes.
Yes. Funny thing is it didn't affect his vision, and it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it's interesting. The eye's a funny apparatus, I got to tell you.
So I gave him 30C Symphytum right off the bat.
Smart girl.
And then I started giving him calendula, 30C calendula. And trying, not succeeding too well, but trying to keep him down. Had to explain to him how anything strenuous increases the pressure in the eye, and finally he stopped doing things that required exertion. But anyway, I'm wondering what I can do now. There seems to be a large blood clot in that spot. It has stopped bleeding so bad, and a large blood clot has formed, and I'm thinking that is good and that it's probably healing. And it has started itching a little bit, and I don't know what to do for the itching.
Well, itching is always a good sign. It's a sign that the wound is repairing itself. There's kind of a gray area there between, well, it's going to be it's getting infected and it's healing, right? So,
right.
You know what to look for signs and symptoms of a localized infection. What I would do is I would get an eye cup. I'd go to the pharmacy, Kmart or somewhere.
I have eye cups.
Put colloidal silver in the eye cup.
Okay.
And have him rinse the eye with the colloidal silver solution every couple of hours.
Every couple of hours? Okay.
Yeah, while he's awake, every couple of hours.
Okay.
It takes like 20, 30 seconds to rinse the eye out. So just have him do that regularly. The colloidal silver will go a long way to knock down any secondary infection from happening.
Well, he's been taking that internally.
Well, that's great. You want to do it externally whenever you can when we have, trauma to the body, any type of laceration, burn, cut, whatever. In addition to doing it internally, you also want to do it externally. Stick around, Mary. I'll pull you up after the hard break here. Appreciate your call. Longevity Nation, at your service, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back to Michigan and finish up with Mary. All right, Mary. So, we use colloidal silver topically whenever we can.
Okay.
And just FYI, the leading burn hospitals in the world have gotten into the habit of using colloidal silver. They'll do sterile sheets soaked with colloidal silver on top of the burn victims, and 100% eliminate secondary infections from propping up. And that's a big deal with burn victims, is a secondary infection, right? So now, anything that he can do to increase the circulation, right, is a good thing. So what you can do if you haven't tried this is alternating applications of hot and cold directly over the eye.
Okay.
It's called naturopathic hydrotherapy. So you get two bowls, like mixing bowls from the kitchen, and in one of the bowls you put hot water from the tap, as hot as it comes out of the tap. And in the other bowl you put cold water with ice cubes in it.
Okay.
You put a face cloth in each bowl.
Okay.
You start with the hot application. You take the hot towel out of the water, wring it out, and put it directly on top of the part of the body you're trying to increase circulation, in this case the eye.
Okay.
You leave the hot towel over the eye for, 60 seconds, a minute and a half. And then, while the hot towel is still on the eye, you take the cold towel out of the bucket, rinse it off, or wring it out, put the cold towel on top of the hot towel, and then flip it over. So it goes from hot to cold really fast.
Okay.
Now, the cold towel is against his face, and the hot towel's on top. You pluck the hot towel off, put it back in the hot water.
Right.
And you just repeat, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Always start with the hot and end with the cold.
Okay.
Now, halfway through this little thing, you might need to refresh the hot water because the hot water will no longer be hot. It'll become warm.
Right.
But the cold water should remain cold. And if you do that for, 10, 15 minutes a couple times a day, that goes a long way towards increasing circulation and lymph flow, which goes a long way towards speeding up healing. So that's what I would do.
Okay. If the itching continues, I was wondering about putting calendula oil, like a drop of it in his eye.
No, I would not do that.
Okay.
I would do the
silver.
Yeah, the colloidal silver. I bet you that's going to take care of it. I would not do that.
Okay, and how often did you say to do the eye wash?
Oh, every 2-3 hours, all day long while he's awake. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I
Can't
have
never
to
do
thank
too
you
much
so
of
much
that.
for being there.
Hey, well, you're welcome. I'm happy. If you really want to thank me, build your longevity business strong, man. Build your longevity business.
I would love to, but it hasn't worked so far. But that's a whole different thing. So.
Well, here's what happens when that happens, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to tell you, and you can do what you want with this information. I have met all of the leaders in longevity. I've spent time with them. I've driven hundreds of miles with them. I've had supper with them. I've had breakfast with them. I've hung out with them. I know them. Mm-hmm. And they're nothing special about them. They don't have really super IQs. They don't have really.
I realize that. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So what one person can do in this arena, another person can do.
Sure.
But what's necessary, right, is you have to learn how to do the business correctly, and you have to be taught how to do that.
Sure.
So call your upline. Mm-hmm. Find somebody in your organization who is successful, mm-hmm. and tell them, hi, I'm Mary from Michigan. I want you to teach me how to build my longevity business, and they'll do it. Because it's in their best interest to make you successful, because the more successful you are, well, sure. Guess what? The more successful they are. Sure. Also, FYI, as part of my insider subscription service on my website, mm-hmm. I have hours and hours and hours of business training which teach anybody from any longevity organization in the world a unique take on how to show this to people in a way that attracts them to you rather than chases them away from you. I think you just need a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of education here about how to do it better. Because you sound like, a very intelligent woman, and you're definitely motivated, and you're definitely into it.
Yes.
So, I would lean on the upline, and I would lean on the training that I have available, and, let us know how it goes. I appreciate everything that you do. Thanks, Mary. Appreciate you very much. From Mary to Marie, after we come back, it looks as if another commercial break is upon us. Ladies and gentlemen, what are you doing? I know what you're doing. You're spending some good quality time with Dr. Glidden. Stay tuned. Gentlemen, appreciate your coming back. Check out my website, please, drglidden.com. There is information there that we give away for free that can literally change lives, and I am choosing my words carefully. Let's go to Arizona, talk to Marie. Hey, Marie, what's going on?
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Dr. Glidden, I'm on kidney dialysis.
Yeah.
And my nephrologist has all been out of shape because my calcium level is too high.
Yeah.
And I looked at your calcium webinar and decided that I wasn't taking enough calcium, so I upped it.
Yeah.
So I'm taking 1 ounce in the morning and 1 ounce before bed.
That's great.
He's going to scream bloody murder because that will boost my calcium level even higher.
Well, no, it won't, because there's an inverse relationship. Levels of calcium in the blood are indications of the lack of calcium in your nutrition. So when you feed your body the proper amounts of nutritional calcium, your blood levels of calcium will come down.
Okay.
Because there's an inverse relationship between the two. And look, your medical doctor he's had no training, no education. He doesn't have any experience or any respect. He's with medical nutrition. He's never been to a medical nutrition conference in his life. He couldn't even tell you the name of one medical nutrition journal. He couldn't do it. So, this is the problem, right? When you're the king, you can do whatever you want and nobody slaps your wrists. But you would not go to a chiropractor for advice about open heart surgery. And if a chiropractor gave you advice about open heart surgery, you'd look at them like they had two heads. But when MDs give people advice about nutrients, everybody just bends over and bows and genuflects at their great intellectual capacity, and it's nonsense.
Yeah.
It should be illegal for them to give you any advice whatsoever about nutrition. And in this case, he's 100% wrong. By the way, what did they tell you was the cause of your kidney disease?
I took lithium for many years, and it damaged my kidneys.
And is that a direct result of lithium, or was that hypothetical?
No, that's a direct result of the lithium.
Okay. So when you were taking lithium ostensibly because you're dealing with chronic depression?
Yes.
Yeah, and did the lithium work? Did it help you feel better?
Yes, it did, but I had to trade off the lithium for a different medication, you know.
And
for
has
the kidney.
Yeah, I get it. So there's lithium, of course, is a mineral salt, and there are different types of lithium, which are bionutrients to the human body, essential nutrients to the human body. And if you were to take a nutritional source of lithium rather than a pharmaceutical source of lithium, it would have a much better effect on your body and would have no negative toxic effects to the kidney.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, our recommendation for everybody, regardless of where they are in their life, regardless of the damage that's already been done, regardless of their age, their height, their weight, or their whatever, our recommendation is give the body a break because everything's connected. So you should stop eating the 10 bad foods the same way that I should stop eating the 10 bad foods. You need to do that. Good girl. You should also take into your body the 90 essential nutrients appropriate for body weight. Have you done that?
Excuse me?
Have you done the 90 essential nutrients yet? Have you started with a healthy pack?
I've been on them for like 10 months.
Okay, and Ultimate Daily Capsules?
Yes.
Okay, and how has that program made you feel, and what's happened to you since you've followed this advice?
All the complaints that I had originally are gone, except for the fact that I'm still on kidney dialysis.
And kidney dialysis is interesting because when you go in for kidney dialysis, they, measure certain parts of your blood to look to see how much dialysis they need to give you and, how to dial in the machine. So as you've gone back and back and back for dialysis, have they needed to adjust the dialysis schedule at all?
No, they haven't.
And do they do any preliminary testing for you anymore when they hook you up to dialysis, or do they just hook you up to the machine and do what they always have done?
Well, they check my weight and my blood pressure and my temperature and, then put me on the machine for 2 hours and 15 minutes.
And how do they check your kidney function?
I guess basically through blood tests.
And how often do you have those done?
Once a month.
And do you have copies of any of the blood work?
Yeah.
And has anybody ever reviewed the blood work and showed you that certain things are improving or certain things are not improving, or do they not even look at it?
Well, we're looking at the creatinine level, and it's pretty much stayed about the same, 4.33.
Okay, so creatinine levels have remained unchanged?
Yeah.
Okay.
Needs to get down to 2-point-something to get off of dialysis.
Yeah, so you've been doing this. All right, so how many Ultimate Daily Capsules do you take a day?
How many days?
Yeah.
At least 4.
How much do you weigh?
200 pounds.
Okay, for the next 2 months, I would like you to do 6.
Okay.
I'd like you to do 2 with breakfast, 2 with lunch, 2 with dinner, okay?
Okay.
For the next 2 months, and I'm going to tell you what to do here for 2 months, and then I want to see if the creatinine changes in 2 months, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we're going to do 6 Ultimate Dailies, please, a day.
6 dailies.
Are you doing any plant-derived minerals?
No.
Okay, I'd like you to do 1 ounce of plant-derived minerals twice a day. Okay?
1 ounce?
Twice a day. So you'll need 2 bottles of the plant-derived minerals a month. How much of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine are you taking?
The regular dose, but
So do you go through 1 canister or 2 canisters a month of that?
1 canister.
Okay. In a perfect world, you would go through 2. And so you do 2 scoops twice a day, or better, 1 scoop 4 times a day. But if that's not in the budget, then I want you to at least be doing 1 canister of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine a day, 1 scoop in 16 ounces of water twice a day.
Okay.
Take at least an hour to drink each dose down. And you need the EFAs, right? How many EFAs are you taking?
3 a day.
Man, in a perfect world, you'd do 6. I'm okay with 3. 6 would be better. That would be 2 bottles a month. But a very important nutrient here is selenium. And
Yeah,
how
I
much?
take selenium a day.
How many? I'm sorry?
6.
All right. I want you to double that to 12. 4, 4, and 4. I want to do 4 selenium 3 times a day between meals. So here's what I want you to increase, please. I want you to do 12 selenium a day, 4, 4, and 4. That's 3 bottles a month. No, I'm sorry. That's 4 bottles a month. 4 bottles of selenium a month. I'm sorry. 4 bottles of selenium a month. 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals a month. 1 ounce twice a day. And the Ultimate Daily Capsules 6 a day. Those are the only things I want you to increase. You can stay at the same dose of everything else, but do that, please, for 2 months, and then call me back and tell me what happened to the creatinine levels, and then we can take the next step if we even need to. I bet you that this is gonna help.
Okay.
And, you really need to continue to do what you're doing with eliminating the 10 bad foods. I know that's not easy sometimes, but...
No, we have done it.
All right. There's a lot of Facebook longevity groups where there's support for the gluten-free lifestyle, and there might be recipes or ideas on there that you could avail yourself of for free.
Yeah.
Wellness Warriors is one of my favorite ones. Wellness Warriors with a Z. Wellness Warriors with a Z. Check that out. And, maintain the discipline here, Marie, for 2 more months. Call me back, and we'll keep our fingers crossed in the meantime.
Yeah, I'm really hoping I can get off the dialysis.
Well, you've gotten, everything else has gotten better and improved. So, right? I mean, there is a point beyond which the body can't fix it.
Right.
And because of the pharmaceutical side effect that you had here with the lithium, well, God only knows how much damage that's wrought on the body, but what the heck? You want to give this a try and see what happens. So give this a run for its money. Call me back in 2 months, and I'll look forward to seeing what happens. Thanks so much, Maria. I appreciate you very much. Hattie from Chicago is up. I wonder if she has any hats. Hey, Hattie, thanks for the call. You wearing a hat right now?
Not right now, but I do.
There's a little diner in Seattle called Hattie's Hat. It's like a one. It's like a what do you call it? It's been there forever. Hattie's Hat. It's an interesting place, but I digress. Thanks for the call. What's up?
Dr. Glidden, first of all, I really love calling you, just listening in. And,
well, I appreciate that. We try to have fun here and do a little educating in the meantime, right?
Yes. The 2 people that I want to ask you about were calling me, but I couldn't conference them in, so I apologize for that. But so on their behalf, Bertia has a hernia that's growing out of her stomach gland.
Yikes.
And she's had it for a while now, but it's starting to get large. I mean, it looks like she's at least 2, maybe 3 months pregnant.
Yikes.
So the question is, what is to be done?
Well, there's a technique, a physical medicine technique called the Bowen technique. B like baby, O-W-E-N, Bowen. Sometimes you can find an osteopath, a DO, that knows about the Bowen technique. Sometimes you can find a massage therapist who's trained in the Bowen technique. Sometimes you can find a chiropractor who's been trained in the Bowen technique. So you want to find somebody who knows the Bowen technique and have this person assessed by them to see whether or not the Bowen technique can help them, because it may be able to and it may not be able to. Now, either way, this person needs cartilage and ligament support, because there's a thin sheath called the fascia between the abdomens and the muscles. And when the fascia becomes weak, it's kind of like a picket fence that a couple of the pickets have been smashed in, right? And then, the rabbits can hop through the breaks in the fence and get into the yard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when the fascia and the connective tissue in the abdomen becomes weak, then that's when you can generate a hernia. And it's also due to weak muscles as well. So this person needs connective tissue support in excess of the 90 essential nutrients. And you know how to do that with the glucogel capsules. 1 cap per 10 pounds per day, or 1 ounce of the liquid glucogel plus per 50 pounds per day, on top of the 90 essential nutrients and the 10 bad foods. Stick around, Hattie. I'll bring you up on the other side of the break. Hey. Longevity Leadership Summit is coming up in Las Vegas starting tomorrow. Yours truly will be giving 2 lectures tomorrow, God willing, and the creek don't rise. And then I will have a full report when I am back in the saddle next Monday. Let's go back to Hattie's hat in Chicago and see if we can finish it up here. So, all right. I think that answered question number 1. What about now? Sometimes with hernias that they're big hernias, not just little hernias, you need to have a surgical intervention. But even if they need surgery to get on the other side of this, the surgical procedure is not going to address the cause of the hernia, which was nutrient deficiencies and weak tissue, right?
Yes.
So even if surgery is necessary here because it's just too big for the Bowen technique to get on the other side of, then they need the medical nutrition program. And, for non-life-threatening surgeries, my advice for 3 months, nutrify your body and eliminate the 10 bad foods. Because if you go into surgery with a nutrified body, it's going to be much easier for you than if you go into surgery with a weak, under-nutrified body. All right. So I think you had somebody else, Patty?
Awesome. That's great. Thank you very much. Now, the other one is a gentleman. He slipped and fell about a month ago. Are you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Oh, about a month ago, and his right lower leg has been swollen ever since. He's had x-rays, he's had scans, there's no blockages in the arteries, no nothing, but it's all swollen and scaly.
All right, so tell him he should ask the MDs for his money back because they did thousands of dollars of diagnostic testing and they didn't come up with crap, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. So tell him to call him, say, look, I want my money back. Because you suck at what you do. And really, I do. I want my money back. Who do I talk to get my money back? And just watch and see what they say. So what we do here for this is soft tissue support. So, there's a soft tissue injury. He needs soft tissue support. So we do that with the Healthy Start Pack with the liquid calcium, Healthy Start Pack 2.0 liquid, the plant-derived minerals, 1 bottle of the plant minerals per 100 pounds per month, and glucogel, just like the hernia person, glucogel, and extra EFAs. He would need extra EFAs, so give him 1 bottle of multi-EFAs per month on top of everything else. And he should only need the extra EFAs for maybe 1, maybe 2 months until the skin gets not scaly anymore. Now, once you've dialed that in, he would perhaps benefit from a homeopathic medicine. And he could start the homeopathy today. He could go right down to Whole Foods and grab this medicine. It's a homeopathic medicine. Homeopathic medicines are available in the vitamins section of all health food stores on little plastic shelves. The homeopathic medicines are dispensed in small tubes that look like this. I'm holding one up now for the viewing audience. Costs about $10, $8, $10. And the homeopathic medicines are arranged alphabetically. He wants to find the homeopathic medicine called Arnica montana. A-R, N like Nancy, I, C like Charlie, A. Arnica montana, like the state. In the 200C or 200CK strength, if he can find it. If he can't find the 200C or CK strength, have him get the 30C strength. They'll definitely have that. But I want him to look for the 200C or the 200CK strength. Now, if he gets the 200 CK strength, I'd like him please to take 2 pellets orally twice a day for 5 days. 2 pellets orally twice a day for 5 days. If he gets the 30C strength, please have him take 2 pellets orally 4 times a day for 5 days, and see whether or not that gets him on the other side of the swelling. That's the first, second, and the third thing to do whenever there's blunt force trauma to the body with swelling and black and blue and this stuff that doesn't go away. Homeopathic Arnica montana internally, not externally. Not the arnica gel. I'm talking about the pellets taken internally. And Hattie, you know, everybody has to stop the 10 bad foods. It doesn't matter. Everybody has to get off of that crap. Appreciate you, Hattie. Keep up the good work in Chicago. God only knows the state of Illinois needs way more people like you. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for spending time with me. God willing and the creek don't rise, I'm back in the saddle Monday. Mike Phillip filling in for me Thursday and Friday, so tune in and turn on with him. And you know what I always say, live long and prosper. I'll see you around campus.